Guys, welcome back to Cage Building with Fink and Co. We kind of late on the whole filming thing. We didn't get started. I ended up taking the kids out, had some school holidays fun with the kids. But anyway, back home, I went and got some more metal, which we haven't touched yet, which I actually don't think we're going to need to touch to do the rear wall, are we? You've got that leg there that you're doing, and is that the other one to it?
Yeah, no, that's the other one. This one should be nearly ready to go.
So we haven't even had to touch any new stuff yet. So, which isn't the end of the world because we've still got to build a whole tray and everything else. So we're doing a double X-bar in the back. Just getting the bits together now. So...
massaging them into place?
Yep, that's it. So I've started welding them out. This afternoon, I've welded these plates in. They're all welded in. Don't look closely at my welding. It's ugly, but it's strong. Plates in there, plates in the front. So all our plates are welded in. It's stiffened the chassis right up in that area. Obviously, once the rear wall goes as well, it's just going to stiffen the whole lot up and everything's going to be super strong, which I'm happy with, very happy with. So I guess next up is we've welded out all of the cage except for these next two pipes we're putting in and the other side of those two pipes. But once they are done, we are going to be able to sit this thing back in and finally weld it to the floor, which is a super exciting part of the build, and it's happening today, isn't it? Isn't it?
I hope so.
It's getting on in the day, but yeah, that's why I haven't picked the camera up till now, because we've just been absolutely flat out so far trying to smash it out basically. We want to get this thing in ideally today and weld it in. That way we can start looking at firewall things and start making a tray, which I'm actually super excited to get the rear wall done, so the cab's sort of finished, and then I'm extra excited to start building a tray, because I think that's going to look super rad. I'm actually bloody excited for the rear tray. Day, I don't know, I'm building the cage. So day 4?
Day 4 hard out, yeah.
To be fair, we've only given it a couple of hours here and there. We haven't exactly spent days on it. You know, there's probably been...
I think the biggest day...
maybe a day and a half total. Like, you know, maybe probably 12 hours maybe we spent on it.
I think the biggest day we've put in is probably 5-6 hours.
Yeah. So we've just been having little tips at it. But anyway, cage is welded out. I don't even want to talk... I'll tell you. We welded the X braces in, and the lower X braces were hitting the towers when I tried to put it back in. So we had to actually cut the lower ones back out and get the cage past these towers and then weld it back in. We just put it back inside the car now. It went back in pretty easily, really. It wasn't that bad.
Yeah.
Like a little bit of force, but like that's because it's so hard against the roof, which I'm not mad about at all. I'm not going to apologise to anyone for that. She's minty. Anything left to do now is our rear legs. We need to do them on a 45, and they're going to come back to around here somewhere, I imagine. Somewhere like and we're going to weld directly to the chassis, and basically get them tacked on at the top, slide it back, weld them all out at the top, push the cage back in for the final time, and then we should be able to weld out the whole cage to the floor, and in theory that'll be a complete cage, and we can potentially get started on the rear wall, which there's a few little things we've already got done for the rear wall. I've got one of the cross braces that I want there, but you know, we can get to work on other things. So I'm gonna go ahead and get to work again, doing some cutting, some welding, some measuring. We got 3 extra pipes. I don't know if I mentioned that earlier in this video, but I got 3 more pipes. It's not enough, we're gonna need more, but that's all they had in stock. When it comes to doing the rear tray. Oh, well, not even necessarily. We'll get close to a rear tray.
With that and my bar, then we'll probably use it.
Yeah. Yeah. So we've got we've got enough metal now, I think, roughly. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and do the last cut and measuring. I'm feeling good about it now. I was pretty disappointed last night when I put this thing in. After Brad went home, I got excited, went to put it in, and it didn't go in, and it was just like, why? But we're learning, so let's get cutting. So guys, I don't know what happened. I had a decent sleep last night, but I guess I dreamt how to weld, and my welding is way better today than it was yesterday. Especially happy getting some dime bags going along here. So shout out to Shed Life. And you are confused.
I don't know what the hell.
So he's having a dip to see if it's just the welder or if I've learned how to weld.
It's the first time I've touched a welder today. Literally, I've been fighting to get it off him, and then after seeing his welds, I'm like, you do it.
Yeah. So I don't know. Apparently I've learned how to weld, guys. I guess if you try enough, you're going to work it out eventually. But
what the hell?
Very, very happy with how these welds are coming out. We have decided to go between these 2 points to help strengthen. Alright, let's see this pass. Nah. Just a bloody good welder, mate.
Mate.
You're getting dime bags as well.
Yeah, but you're
good little welder. She's a good little welder.
I'm still shocked, man. You can do the rest of the welds.
No, you're good. Very happy, but what we've decided to do is we wanted to strengthen this tower a little bit anyway. Not that I'm necessarily going to be jumping the thing, but just wanted a bit more strength in the tower, a bit more strength here. It runs a pipe through the chassis, and that's what we're going to use as a landing platform for the cage. So super strong, welding out on its own, not welding necessarily a pipe directly to the chassis. It's got its own plate. So we're very happy with that, and I think that's definitely the way to go about it. Yeah, I'll let you keep welding. Happening, guys. Everything's done. We're welding it out. Got the back leg welded in. We've got to weld the other leg in. We didn't have to pull the cage back out like we expected, so we were able to get a full weld all the way around with it sitting where it is. So we're able to weld out at the back, weld out there, welding out the bottom now. Then we'll get welding into the front. But this is essentially a finished product here that you see, what you can see for the most. It's not coming out again, it's staying in. Yeah, a lot of our welds, this is cool because this will be a very visible weld. I'm happy about that. These are some of our best welds, and they're very visible. Some of the welds on the back part, so. We're having some issues with the welder. I actually had to grind some out and redo them because, so we're using, so I painted the cage in, what's it called? The stuff you can paint over.
Steel it.
Steel it. Problem with steel it is it does spray, like, I don't even know what it is, but it sprays stuff all back over your gun, your nozzle, and it basically blocked up all the nozzle and wasn't letting gas through. So we had to basically pull the whole end of it apart. Oh, you can actually see some of it there. All that crusty stuff around there is from the steelet. So you can weld through it, you definitely can. You just, it's messy. It leaves a layer of crust, I guess you could call it. And if you don't clean it out regularly, like while you're welding, yeah, it'll start to fill up your gas chamber area.
That's the gas shroud, which is that one there. And for the welders, I am running it pretty hot, so we're not running excess wire. For the guys that don't know, if you run excess wire, it spatters. It can do the same, but I'm definitely putting it down to steel it.
No, we're melting.
Because as you can see,
to melt.
There's no preparation here and there's no spatter.
No.
So we've definitely got it singing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm not a fan of the steel, especially for the price you pay.
Yeah, like it's still great, don't get me wrong. It's just something to be mindful of, you know what I mean? Mindful that you can weld through it, but just make sure you're cleaning up the end of your nozzle, which we didn't know, and we welded out a bunch of stuff and then ran into issues. So
see, we thought the gas bottle was getting low and, you know, gas supply, everything, but yeah, we went through, did all the process of elimination, blah blah blah, and yeah, just come down to that.
Yeah. All right, I'll let you go. All right, guys and girls, roll cage is in. We're all welded in. I have also welded in a start on my rear wall. Just need to get some sheet metal now to start sheeting this back wall in, but pretty freaking happy, guys. Like, everything is insanely solid. It's going to be interesting to wheel this thing, because obviously the chassis is going to be stiffer now with the cage all welded in, and I don't know, I'm happy. She's still super tight to the car. I don't know, it's definitely going to be awesome. Hopefully I'll be able to get this rear wall at least half done in this vlog. Right, typical me, get way too keen without getting the camera out. I've gone down, I've got some 2mm sheet metal. I've marked out the approximate shape of the top half, and I've just marked out where the bars are going to go through the back wall, there and there. I need to draw them out properly, but we're all measured up, looking pretty good to be fair. Bought a decent sized sheet, but the place where I go, there's not much stock of anything at the moment. So what I think I'm gonna have to do for the lower half of the wall, that sheet's not enough to cover the whole thing, but I may go ahead and leave a small gap or add more of this down the bottom to take up the gap. I'm thinking about leaving some of this open just right down the bottom for draining. Let me know if that's a terrible idea. Obviously I can, you know, seal it up if I need to, but I'm thinking about just leaving, you know, on each dip, just leave it open. Then if I do get water in it or anything inside it, it just goes straight out. However, it could do the other thing and push a bunch of dust in. Let me know what you think about that idea. I don't know, feeling reasonably confident about this part of the project. The shape of the roof's going to be a little bit of a tough one, but I think what I'll do is I'll weld it to it and then grind out the roof to suit and then finish welding. Anyway, I'm going to cut these bits out because we're going to get down the track shortly and run drifting. All right, rear wall is started. This is tacked into place now. No, just move that over there, but this is tacked into place now, so it leaves us a nice fat sort of bit to weld to. But I don't know whether I'll weld. I might just do a nice, if I can get a really nice bead on that side, and then I'll do like a sealer on the inside. As for the roof line, I'm not exactly sure how I'll join it up. You can see I've just left access shape here, so I can just grind that down to suit the shape of the car, work out where this piece is going to go, probably try and get it right up against it, and then, you know, chop it clean. Stoked. That's, you know, it's some of the way there. Let's cut these bits out of the roll cage. All right, let's go down the track and do some drifting. All right, day 57 on the back of the cab. Well, cage, and yeah, you've seen it earlier in this video. Right, what I've got up to this morning, I've got to cut out my next piece of plate that's going across the back of the car. Now I could only get one big piece of plate and it wasn't enough to make the full gap up. However, I was running this for strengthening and I wanted to strengthen it down the bottom, and by my calculations, this piece that I've got here should fill this gap here. So yeah, that's the first thing I've been doing, is cutting these bits out. I'm actually going to build a frame. I'm going to build another bit of frame over here and across the top, and joining that to strengthen this whole area up in general. And then it'll give us somewhere really strong to weld our back wall to. I'm just getting the measuring tape now, and I think I should be able to fill that gap with this piece here, and it will give us, you know, a fully enclosed cab, which will be super rad. I don't know if you can see just down here, we've got some wiring. So wiring is going to come down through here. I'm going to leave a gap, but I'm actually going to hammer all of this stuff up and weld it at the bottom. But I want to leave one on that side and one open bit on this side to be able to, you know, let water out. Yes, it will let water in as well, but it'll more so let water out, I think. Yeah, I'm not a big mud and water guy anyway. I'm more of I like to climb and do all that sort of stuff. So there'll be minimal time where this thing's really like in deep water or mud. So let's keep going. All right, we are motoring along, guys. But I've still got this on, but the next thing we're looking at doing is not getting demonetized. So we're just welding out our lower framework now, which is actually looking pretty damn good. I'm happy with that. And then we're going to get on to putting our last piece of sheeting in, welding more of that out, and then it'll come down to the shaping, essentially the back of the cab, and doing, you know, a ton of welding, just little tack welds. Problem with Suzuki is the factory metal is super thin and kind of crappy. So welding to it has been really difficult. We're having to turn the temperatures right down, and you know, we still want to get a good penetration on the weld, but at the same time we don't want to blow holes through it. It's very easy to blow holes through this metal, so I'm gonna continue welding away. And yeah, guys, I am fucking pumped. Never in my wildest dreams did I think we would be able to complete this job to the caliber we have. It's still got a little bit left to go as far as the cab chop, but this is way better than I even anticipated this would come out, guys. Look at that. Oh my God. We cab chopped ourselves. Like, genuine, just, I can't believe it, you know what I mean? Like, I just slapped some paint on it for now, but look at these lines down here. This is all seam welded, like, unbelievable. Look at that. Like, this is the color it's gonna go, guys. Cue the primer jokes, but we obviously like our grays. I need to get a picture once this is finished. I want to get, obviously, my 8.6, the Raptor, the Zook, and the 370Z all lined up, all the grey cars we've got. Mate, I just cannot believe it. I am so bloody pumped. Thank you guys for watching, and honestly, you guys watching and all the comments is what helps push me to do stuff like this. I know to a lot of people this might seem simple, or it might seem like, yeah, why not give it a go? But a lot of people doubt themselves. I doubted myself very much so. You know, it's something that Brad hadn't done either. So for both of us, this was just like a huge challenge. But today, we probably put in a solid 5 hours on this thing. If that, maybe, yeah, 4 to 5 hours on it, solid. And we've gone from having a top wall just tacked in to both walls shaped, fully welded in. I need to get some body sealer now to seal up on the insides to make it like minty. Still got to do a little bit of welding along the bottom, but I'm going to lift it up on the hoist tomorrow, bash all that stuff into place where it needs to be. We run welds where it needs. I'm just freaking blown away by our progress, and honestly, I can't even explain it. I hope it shows in my face, but I am shocked at our own skill that we're able to get this done. I just can't believe it. I really cannot believe we've done it. I just want to get this thing out in the tracks, but we're going to build a tray first. So I guess if you don't know already, we're doing a giveaway. The next, I think it was either 50 or 100 that buys something on the Luke Fink & Co. So lukefink.com website. We've got an NRG, brand new NRG steering wheel there we're going to give away just in a random order. I think we've already got about 20 orders sitting there. We're going to wait till we get to 50, so the next couple days, pick a winner out of those 50, and it'll be surprising. You'll open up your mailbox or get your delivery, which might have just been a t-shirt or even a sticker, and you'll have a bloody NRG steering wheel in there. So I'm super happy to be able to give that away. Guys, I really hope you enjoyed this episode. Let me know in the comments if you did enjoy the full drive stuff and me, you know, getting busy in the garage. Super stoked. I don't know what else to say. I'm gonna go have a shower. I'm gonna go to Princey's house, have a few drinks, and enjoy Easter. Thanks for watching, guys. Peace out, and I'll see you in the next one.